Last session, we have seen about defining relational operators and logical operators, how to form the conditions using them. Today, we will understand if-else condition, how to define if and else conditions, how to define if and else conditions. So let us start this format. What is the purpose of creating system.debug? That is to print the value in the log file. That's on the log, how the execution is running on. Now look at this. If I have some program like this, statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4. Now, if I execute this, what will be the output we are going to get? If I have statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, statement 4, it can be anything. It may be a condition, it may be a printing, it may be X, Y, Z. So if I have 4 statements written like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, how do they execute? Your output is going to be 1 will execute, followed by 2, followed by 3, followed by 4. Right? I have 4 conditions. If I give 1, 2, 3, 4, your output is going to be 1 executed, 2 executed, 3 executed, 4 executed. Because the programs will run in the format of top to bottom approach. The execution of the program goes with the top to bottom approach. So 1 will be executed, 2, 3, 4. This is the order of executing the program. Right, boss? Now, I have a condition. I want to check a condition. If the condition is true, then only run the logic. I don't want to run the logic straight away. I want to apply a condition. If my condition is true, then only run the logic. So run the logic only when the condition is true. I have a condition, only when the condition is true, then run the logic. In that case, what I will do, look at this. It's just like syntax. If I have syntax, statement 1, if condition. Now what is this flower bracket called? Scope of if. When the scope of if is going to run, when the condition is true, run the scope of if. Now when the condition is true, run the scope of if. If scope, when the condition is true, run the scope. When the condition is true, run the scope. If condition, then we are going to execute the logic. If that is the case, let us see the example here. If statement 1, statement 2, all of you mute your mic when you join the session. I will not be repeating the same every day. So this is how we wrote an example. Statement 1, statement 2. This is how we are getting the program. So if this is the program, how the output will be coming? Output. if the condition is true, whatever the condition I gave, if the condition is true, we are going to get the output as 1, 2, 3. After 3, check the condition. If the condition is true, run 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this will run. The scope of if will run only when the condition is true. The scope of if will run only when the condition is true. If the condition is false, 1, 2, 3. If the condition is false, scope of if will not be running. So what happened? 7, 8. So we are not worried what is the logic we are writing. We are interested on what will execute, what will not execute. We are not worried which conditions you are writing. We are only worried about what will execute, what will not execute. If condition is true, these statements will execute, else this statement will not execute. Right, boss? I hope you are clear. Now, let us look at the examples now. Example. If age is more than 25, then set salary as 50K and bonus as 2K and print the values. Write the condition here. Write the logic. If age is more than 25 years, if age is more than 25, then set salary as 50K and bonus as 2K and print the values. Directly write the snippet. Don't create all variables and stuff. Write the snippets. If age is more than 25, set salary as 50K, bonus 2K, and print the values. What I'm doing? First, what are the variables we require? Integer age. Otherwise, straight away we can write the snippet of the code. What is the snippet? If age greater than 25, salary equal to 50,000, bonus equal to. Then I want to print the value. It's only snippet. It's not complete code. Only logic writing. So if age is above 25, salary is 50,000, bonus is 2,000, and print the values. If lead source is web and rating is hot, then set industry as banking, ownership as, and print the value. If lead source is web, rating is hot, then set industry as banking, ownership as private, and print the values. If the lead source is web, rating is hot, then set industry as banking and ownership as private and print the values. If read source is web, and what is the second condition? And hot, then industry equal to banking. Print the value. Then we have next one. The stage name is closed, type is new, set closed it as schedule a call. If stage name is closed and amount equal to
So this system date means it will take by default like system date, right?
System dot today is today's date. Today's
Okay.
date.
Okay, thanks.
Right, boss? I hope I'm good with this. Okay. So we have seen basic level of if. If condition is true, this will happen. So let us take the next one. If else. What is this if else? I told if condition is true, do this. Condition is false, do what? Now I gave till now whatever we gave, only if the condition is true, what to do. Now we want to see if the condition is false, what should I do? If the condition is false, what I was supposed to implement. If the condition is false, what I was supposed to implement. If the given condition is true, implement the scope of if. When the given condition is false, what should I implement? If the given condition is false, what should I implement? So we are going for else. Look at this.
Sir, one query. The above program that you have written,
Okay.
we have a variable next step. What would be the data type of it? Is it going
Now
to be?
we are assuming it is a snippet. If I write the code based on the data, I will be giving. If I want to create the variables, this will be what? String. This will be what? String. This will be what? Date. This will be what? Currency. This will
Integer.
be what? String. Now we are not writing the complete program. We are only writing the snippet, logic. Okay.
Okay, sir. Got it. Thank you.
If condition. Else.
So Dish, I have a question regarding the the output that you displayed. So the variables are have a scope within the if, but we are we are displaying them out of the system,
See,
out of the
again
if.
I repeat, this is not the complete code. Are you sure where did I define the variables? Now how can you assume that I defined the variables within the if? I have defined the variables in the class above. I might have defined the variables in the method. Now it is a snippet. I told you it's not a program, it's a snippet. How to write a logic. Assuming that variables are already defined on the top. I wrote a code assuming that variables are already defined on the top. Okay, boss? I hope I'm clear with that. Just 1 minute. There is issue with this. Let me just remove some cookies. Now, this is the program what I wrote. If this is the program, what is the possible output? Possible output. Assuming that condition is true. If the condition is true, what is the probable output? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9. If condition is true, scope of if will run. If the condition is false, scope of else will run. Either if scope will run or else scope will run. So output is 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. I hope you are good with this. Now, when the condition is true, scope of if will run. When the condition is false, scope of else will run. Now, let me give example. My example is, if experience is more than 5 years, 5, then set salary as 50K and bonus as 5K and TA as 5. If experience is less than or equals to 5, salary as 30K, bonus as 3K and TA as. Now, this is the program. Now you define it. In this case, if you are taking any variable, salary, bonus, TA, they should be within the if or outside the if. Outside. Why? Because we are using the variables with the if as well as else. So what I'm doing, if greater than 5 years, bonus as bonus as yes. Then you can print the values. System.debug. Right. Don't copy, make an attempt. If you are not able to write, then copy it. Don't copy, it's of no use.
In else we have not given condition, right, Satish?
Now, if I say else means what? It is not greater than 5 years. That means what? Less than or equal to 5 only, na?
Okay. Okay.
But Satish, if it is mentioned less than or equal to 5, then do we need to mention the condition?
No, else means the same. No, less than or equal. See, when I say experience is greater than 5, else means what? Less than 5 means equal to or less than 5. It is not greater
Okay.
than 5, it's a less than or equal to only, no?
Okay.
Right. So now everyone take your own condition, write if else, take your own requirement, take your own condition, write if else, take your own condition, take your own scenario, write the example with if else. Everyone form your own example with if else and write the condition. Everyone build your own example, take your own data, take your own condition, write the code. Everyone make an attempt of taking your own condition and write the if else. Everyone take your own condition and write the If date of birth is before 10th August 2012, then joining time is 10:30. If else, joining time 9:30. If origin is email, then set priority as high, status as new, subject as hardware installation. If the origin is not email, then set priority as low, status as subject as now. Build the program, everyone. Start working on this too. First one, how you define? If date of birth is before, that means less than date dot instance of 2012 August, which is 8, then 10th. If it is 2012 8/10, then we are going to say time. Joining time is, what is the time? Time dot new instance of 10:30:00. Else n equal to time dot instance this is how we have defined. I hope you are clear. Write the second one. Write the second condition. Then what we define here, if origin equal to email, then priority equal to Hi. Status equal to new. Subject equal to hardware issue. Else if it is not email, priority equal to low, status equal to working, subject equal to right. I hope I'm good with this. Okay. Right. Any other queries? People who are new to the programming, are you clear? Right, boss? Now let us take the next one. If you want to compare two values are equal or not, double equal. When you want to assign equal, when you want to say A should be 10, A equal to 10. When you want to check whether A is equal to 10 or not, A double equal to. While checking whether both the values are same or not, double equal to. While assigning the value, equal to. Right? All the people who are new to the programming, are you comfortable? Right, boss? Again, I'm making very clear. You will understand the program only when you are taking your own condition. If you are just trying to understand my program, you will become one more faculty and keep institute in front of me. That's all. If you just understand my program, you can keep institute in front of me, keep fees as 3,000 or 4,000. Right. One more. If you understand my program, it's of only that is the use. If you take your own condition, start writing a program, you will become a developer. Right. Understanding my program is only for understanding. This is the way of writing it. But you are supposed to take your own condition, practice it. Otherwise, it will be of no use. I'm making very clear. By the end of the course, if you are not able to take your own example and write, then the complete duration what you spend and money what you spend will be waste. So every topic we covered, you are supposed to take your own conditions and build it. People who can take their own scenario, who can form their own scenario, only they understand the purpose of the topic. Now, if you just look at my program in the class, everything will be fine. When you go home and start writing, then it will be again Greek and Latin. Then again what? Backup. Right. So take your own examples for every. Take a condition, make an example. Right. Let us go to the next example. There are almost 17 of my students who are running the institutes in the every plate. So you will become 18th. Now look at this. Now when I go to the next example, I want to take if, else, if. I want to take if, else, if. Boss, are you from Hyderabad? Right? Yes, then do this. No, are you from Bangalore? Do this. No, are you from Chennai? Do this. So what was that? If it is true, do this. Else, check whether it is Bangalore or not. Else, check whether it is Chennai or not. Now we are doing now. If, else. If true, do this. False, do this. Now what we are doing? If true, do this. False, check this. If, else, if. If, else, if. Look at the condition here. Let me give you syntax first. Statement 1, statement 2, if condition, else if this is the format. So first output condition 1, if condition 1 is true, one, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12. Else, this is all else. This is what? Else. When do I come to else? If the condition is false. But condition is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12, 30. Now, condition 1 false. Condition 2 true. 1 is false, 2 is true. Then what is the structure? 1, 2, 1 is false. So go to else. 6, 7. Condition 2 is true. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now, 1 is false, 2 is false. Then what happened? 1, 2, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13. False. So came to else. 6, 7. Condition 2 false. If scope is not executed. 10, 11, 12, 13. Are you getting my point? If else, within the else I have a condition. If else, if else, if. Are you clear about this? Now, how do you write the conditions here? Now, let me give you. If industry is banking, bidding as hot on ownership. If industry is education, other than education and banking, yes, code type as other. Write the code for this. Write the code for this. If industry is banking, set rating as hot, ownership as private. If industry is education, How you do that? If industry equal to banking, else what we are supposed to do? Else if industry equal to education, rating equal to warm, now if industry equal to banking, do this. If industry is not banking, come to else. In the else, check whether industry equal to education. If it is education, do this. If it is not education, then code type equal to other. So what we have? If else, in the else we have if else. I hope you are good with this. Everyone has followed. If it is banking, then hot and private. If it is not banking, it can be anything. Then check whether it is education. If it's education, warm and public. If it is not education, cold and other. Right, boss? Let us go to the next one here. If stage name is prospecting, then set close date as 15 days from today. Flag as false. Type as new customer. If stage name is closed one, type as existing customer. If stage name is other than closed one on prospecting, so this is the condition. Define the program for this. Done. So if TNM equal to prospecting, else. This is not prospecting, else if it is closed one, flag equal to true, type equal to existing customer. Close date equal to system.today, flag equal to true, type equal to existing customer. Else. What is else? Close date equal to 5 days from today. Flag equal to false. Type equal to working.
Hello, Satish.
Yeah.
The flag equal to false, is it in a single quotes or
It's not in a single quote. It's a Boolean value.
Boolean value?
Boolean
Okay.
value. True and false are Boolean values. They should be defined straight away.
Okay.
Right, Amma? True and false and null. These are standard quotes. They will not be in single quotes. Right? Then, frequently used conditions. Two more conditions are there which are frequently used. To check value is null or not. To check the value is blank or not. So these are frequently used. These are frequently used. Example, check whether name is not blank. What we do? If name equal to blank, single quotes, empty single quotes, or okay, and name not equal to blank, not equal to null. This is to check the blank, this is to check the null. This is frequently used condition. This is frequently used condition. Checking the blank and null is very frequently used. Checking the blank and null is very frequently used condition. Checking the blank and null is very frequently used condition. I hope you are good. Am I clear with this? Right? I hope everyone is good with writing the if else conditions. Right? It is not a program. We are only writing a logic. Okay, this will not run separately. We need to include this in everything in the class. Then only it is going to run. Okay, this is only a logic writing. I hope everyone is comfortable with this. Clear? Am I clear? Okay. Now, let us go to the next one. We are going to understand what is a for. We have seen if else condition. Now, let us understand for. When you want same operation to be performed number of times. When you want the same operation to be performed a number of times. then we go for loop. When you want the same action to be performed number of times, then we go for loop. Like your TV channels, you'll be getting right. So Kumar bet Ravi, Kumar ret Bavi, Kumar ret, okay, Kumar bet Ravi, repetition. Same word, if they want to repeat number of times, loop. When you want the same action to be performed number of times, when the same action need to be performed number of times, when the same action need to be performed number of times, we will go for loop. Now, how you define the loops? Let us take the first example. How we define the loop? Look at the format. If you want any action, any set of statements to be executed recursively, or then we use if I write for, what does it mean? If I give like this, what is the meaning of this? Scope of for. So if this is true, this will run. If the for is true, this will run. Scope will run when the condition is true. Okay. So here, if you look at the syntax, for this is the for loop. Boss, if you want to do a work 10 times, what will you do? You have to start counting your value from somewhere. Maybe I will start 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or I may say 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. When I want to count how many times it is running, so from where are you starting the count? I would start counting from any number, maybe 101, 102, 103. I want to say that this operation should run 10 times. When I say this operation should run 10 times, I should start counting how many times the operation is running. So when you start counting, from which number you are starting counting? When you want to start counting, your count should start from some number, maybe 1 or 5 or 10 or 20. So from which number are you starting the count? I told count the number of students. Now you can start saying 1, 2, 3, 4. Somebody can start 101, 102, 103. Somebody can say, okay, 501, 502, 503. Somebody say 21, 22, 23. Now I told count the number of students. You are starting count. Okay, number is what? You are starting the count from which number? Now the first student you are saying 21. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So from which number are you starting the count? That is called initialization. What we call it as initial value. So initialization, which is called param 1. Which is called param 1, parameter 1. So this will specify initial value of count. How you define? Example will give integer I equal to 0, or somebody say integer. Your count will be integer only, right? So what is that? When I say I equal to 0, your starting count number is 0. Param 1. Param 2, your count should continue till what? I told count 1 to 100. So when a count is 100, I have to stop. I told, okay, do this for 20 times. Do this for 20 times. I am counting from 10, 11. If I am counting from 11, when should I stop? When it is 31, I have to stop. I told start from 11, start counting from 11, stop when it is, okay, continue for 20 times. Stop from 11, continue for 20 times. So when it comes to 31, I have to stop. So when should I stop? param 2. This will specify when to stop. Now I will say I is less than, so it will run until the I value is less than 30. Once I value is greater than 30, what will happen? It will stop the operation. It will stop the operation. Now I am going to give a condition. Until the condition is true, the operation will continue. Until the condition is true, operation will continue. Until the condition is true, operation will continue. I is less than 30. Is a termination. Now he said you're counting 1, 2, 3. So incrementing by what? 1. I'm saying 1, okay, 1, 6, 11, 16. Now what is that? I'm incrementing the count by what? 5. Now somebody says 10, 20, 30, 40. So their count is incremented by what? 10. So how are you incrementing? So the param 3, what is it called? Incremental. This will specify generally we increment by 1. Which is nothing but I equal to I plus 1. I equal to I plus plus means I equal to I plus 1. I plus 1 incremented by 1. So how do you write overall? Write a for loop to run the operation. Ten times. I want the operation to execute 10 times. So what I'm doing, for I integer I equal to 1. Start the count equal to 1. 10 times means till the I equal to 10. I less than or equal to 10. I plus plus. So if the value of I equal to 11, operation will stop. Operation will stop when I equal to 11. Operation will stop when I equal to 11. Write a for loop which will run for 40 times. Starting count is, write a for loop which will run for 40 times. Starting count is 5.
Satish,
Yes.
can we define the data type of the variable outside the for loop?
Yes, we can. Now this one we cannot. You are supposed to define here. It is a local scope. This we cannot define. It should be here only.
Okay, thank you.
So we are going to define here for integer I equal to 5. I is less than I plus plus. We are starting from 5. So once it reaches 44, it is 40 times. Right, boss? So we are writing for loop for initial condition, initial value, termination condition, increment. Initial, termination, and so now I want you to print the values like this. I want the following output. Output should be, I want to get the following output. How will you get this? For I is less than or equal to 5. So I, first time when you are running the operation, what is the value of I? I equal to 1. Then goes to the second. I equal to 2. I equal to 3. I equal to 4. This is how we are getting. Now, to understand this operation carefully, look at this. What exactly the purpose of for loop? I'll give here. Try to understand this. Try to understand this. I'm giving system.debug 1. So if I write a system.debug 1 and 2, what is the output I'm going to get? 1. This is the output I'm going to get. Same thing if I'm writing, if I'm writing here for integer I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 2. Same thing I'm writing in a for loop. Then what happened? First I equal to 1, output, you're going to get 1. Everything is completed. Then again go to the for loop. Then what is the value of I? I equal to 2. What is the output we are going to get? 1. What is the value of I now? I equal to 3. Condition is false. Stop the operation. Same thing if I am giving, same loop I am giving here. For I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 3, I plus plus. Then what I am going to get? When I equal to 1, 1. I equal to 2, again 1. I equal to 3, 1. So what was this? It will repeat the operation. It will repeat the operation based on the condition what you are given. If I write, in this case, how many times it is running? It is running 3 times. Now, first it is going to run entire operation, run everything that is there in the scope. Whatever that is there in the scope, run it. Then go to the top again, check the condition. Condition is true, run the scope. Again, go to the top, check the condition. Condition true, run the scope. Run the entire scope, check the condition. Again true, run the scope, check the condition. Check the condition, run the scope, check the condition, run the scope. Are you getting my point? Are you getting my point? If I write it like this, we are getting 1 and 2. If I want to run this twice, write a loop with I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 2, 2 times it is going to run. If I want the same operation to run 3 times, I equal to 1, I is less than or equal to 3, I plus plus. So, when you want a group of statements to run recursively, number of times, then we go for loop. Right, boss? Loop. We want to run the same operation number of times, then we go for a loop. In the loop, how many conditions I am taking? How many parameters? Parameter 1, parameter 2, parameter 3. Parameter 1 is initial value. Count is starting from where? Parameter 2 is termination. When should I terminate? Parameter 3 is okay, increment. Every time the operation runs, increment the count by how much? Plus 1 or plus 5 or plus 10, how much? I hope you are good. So that's all from my end for the day. We'll continue in the next.